author Jeanne Bender, and we are going live a few minutes early to wait for people to come and join our group. The wheel is going round and round, which means that we have started right now. So let's play some music. Some Lindie Lou song. It's on my phone. Lindie Lou song. La 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 L-I-N-D-I-E L-O-U spelled Lindie Lou. La 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 la. Lindie Lou, you are cool and you're fun. Hello, Kelly. Kelly's with us. This is Diamond and Lindie Lou saying hi to Kelly. And there's Mary. Hi, Mary. Oh, Mary's in Florida and Kelly's in California. Two different places in the United States, California and Florida. I can't wait to see where you take me. La 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 la. We have 3 minutes to showtime. Hello, Sandra. Sandra's coming all the way from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Hi, Sandra. Yes, from Cabo San Lucas. Diamond is so happy to be here with Lindie Lou dancing today. La 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 la. Sliding game. I-N-D-I-E L-O-U spelled Lindie Lou. And Diamond. La 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 la. Lindie Lou, you are cool and your friends think you're a jewel. La la la. La 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 la. You are a very lucky girl, 'cause you've been all over the world. La la la. Oh, Lindie Lou and Diamond, they see the pumpkin. I can't wait to see where you take me. La 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 la. Look at that. La 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 la. You are my little Lindie Lou, and let me roll this down. There we go. And there is Heidi. Hello, Heidi. Our Boo and Mr. with you, Heidi. And there's Nancy. Hello, Nancy from Wisconsin. And Heidi. And we have 1 minute left to showtime. I'm gonna put you guys back. La 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 la. L-I-N-D-I-E L-O-U spelled Lindie Lou. Nancy is from beautiful northern Wisconsin. Heidi is from the state of Washington. So we have people from all over the United States joining us today. How exciting. And we are starting. La la. We are starting right now our Lindie Lou and You Kids Corner group. Thank you for joining me this week. I am so happy to see everybody here and more joining. Oh, and Nancy says that is a really cute shirt. This is my Lindie Lou shirt. It's a new shirt that we just had made, and I would like you to know that this shirt is now available with 5 other colors and designs on our lindielou.com website. So you've been asking for Lindie Lou t-shirts, and now they are on our website. And I would like to show you something very interesting, because the picture on my t-shirt matches this picture in book 4, Big City Magic: Uncover the Secret of the Big Apple. And in this book, there are Mo and, let's see if I can point them out. There's Mo and Brody and Saul and, oh, I'm sorry, this is Mika, Brody, Saul, Mo, Lindie Lou, and Bella. And in the book, the large dog sat in front of Lindie Lou. "My name is Saul," he said. Saul raised his head with pride. "I have news," said Bella. There's Bella. Saul's eyes grew wider. "Do tell," he said. Saul perked up his ears. "This morning, Lindie Lou," right there, "heard my owner tell a story about an apple tree growing somewhere on this island. Legend says the apples on this tree are sweeter and juicier than any other apples on earth." So in this book, Lindie Lou is going to go on a quest with her friend's help to uncover the secret of the Big Apple, because she understands the secret is so amazing, it will change her life. And that's the picture that I chose for this shirt. Actually, my grandkids chose it. They had a shirt designed and asked me for this, and because it's so cute, I put it up on the website, and I got one for myself as well. So here we are in the kids' corner. Oh, Boo and Mister are here. They say meow, meow, and I would like you to know that Boo's name is very special, because this is my favorite month of the year, the month of October, and you know what Boo means. Boo is going to be very popular on October 31st for Halloween, because he has the cutest name, Boo. And so this time I'm going to talk about where I grew up. The city is in the state of Wisconsin. So I'm very happy that we have added another state to our map. Can you see the bright blue state up at the top with the big WI? That's where I grew up, in the state of Wisconsin. And as you know, right now I spend time in California, which is orange, and Washington, which is on the West Coast, which is blue, and sometimes in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, which is way down at the bottom of California. But today we're going to talk about the state of Wisconsin. There is something we really like to do in Wisconsin that is so much fun. It's something you can do during this month of October or November. Actually, you can do this in every state, and you can do this all over the world, because in October we go to a farm and we pick out our favorite pumpkin, and the pumpkins are in a pumpkin patch. And I would also like you to know that Heidi and Diane and I have been to pumpkin patches in Yakima, Washington, which we talked about in one of our programs, which is where Heidi is right now. And then we walk over to a field and we enter a corn maze. Check this out. I thought this was a really great picture of what a corn maze looks like. See the corn and see all the paths? They wind round and round. So we went in a corn maze. So before I continue, I would like to show you my kids' corner. As you can see, I have my stuffies. I'm wearing my Lindie Lou t-shirt, and this time there's a pumpkin. This pumpkin was harvested this month after growing 8 to 9 months in a field somewhere in the world. So this pumpkin took 8 to 9 months to grow, and pumpkins are really fun to decorate and to have for Halloween, but there's also something else really fun about them. They taste good. They taste good in pumpkin pies, they taste good in pumpkin soup, and you can even eat the pumpkin seeds. So make sure you enjoy your pumpkin, but also I hope you get a chance to taste it because it is really, really good. And so this is my kids' corner. Do you have a kids' corner in your house? If not, try to create one. It's your special place for you to go, to relax, to read, and to enjoy. And I'm going to show you a really cool picture of me in Wisconsin. Here is a picture of me in a cornfield. In the state of Wisconsin, there is a lot of farmland. And as a matter of fact, Wisconsin grows acres and acres of corn, just like the state of Iowa, which we spoke about last week. Wisconsin also produces a lot of dairy, including milk, cream, butter, yogurt, and cheese. Do you know what a cheesehead is? I bet my Wisconsin family knows what a cheesehead is. I'm going to show you a picture. This is going to make them laugh. Here is a cheesehead. Is that the cutest? Wisconsin has a football team called the Green Bay Packers, and they were named after the Acme Packing Company in Green Bay, Wisconsin. This company packs and ships Wisconsin products like cheese and corn and meat, and they ship it all over the world, just made to order. And that's where the Green Bay Packers got their name. And because they produce so much cheese in the state of Wisconsin, they also wear cheese heads to the football games. One year for Halloween, I actually dressed up like a cheesehead, and half my face was green and half my face was gold. And I might be showing you that picture when we have our Halloween party in a couple of weeks on our Kids Corner Books group. Here is a statistic that maybe even my friends in Wisconsin might not know about. Did you know that Wisconsin is also famous for growing potatoes and cranberries? We all know about the cows and the milk and the corn, but potatoes and cranberries, I found that to be very, very interesting. Yes, it's true. And right now in October, Wisconsin is celebrating harvest time. Wisconsin farmers are processing all of the crops they have grown the last 6 months and bringing the produce to harvest so we can buy them to feed our families. And again, I'm going to show you a really, really cute picture. Here I am in a cornfield, and I'm holding up some of the corn which is still on the stalks that hasn't been harvested yet. And they look ready to harvest, don't they? During the month of October, Wisconsin also has something really cool that you can do outside in the cold weather. Actually, you can do this anywhere in the US. But the first time I ever did it, I was in Wisconsin with my sister Vicki and her husband Mike. And I'm going to show you a picture of my visit, because I visited Vicki and Mike, there we are, in Wisconsin in October. And together we went and did some amazing things. Mike and I went to a farm, and when we arrived, we went shopping. They had a wonderful outside market where they had corn stalks and pumpkins, and you could buy all kinds of really fun things to eat and things to decorate your house with, and all kinds of pumpkin flavored foods. And then Vicki and Mike took me down the hill, and there it was. It was a corn maze. And here is a picture of me at a corn maze in Wisconsin, and it was the very first time I had ever been in a corn maze. And if you go on lindielou.com, you can see a video of me walking through this maze. It's on the kids tab under videos, and it's in the travel section, and I'm at the corn maze. And I would like to show you something really, really interesting, because in the Harvest Time book, Vicki and Mike are in here, and I would like to show you a picture of Vicki. Here's a picture of Vicki in the book. You saw her in real person. Now you can see her and read about her in the book, and see the puppies are all sitting at her feet, and she has an apron on, so I bet she was making some treats just for the puppies. And here is a picture of Mike. And you saw the picture of Mike, and here's Mike in the book. And he has a very important job in the book. He brings the pumpkins into the farm for the harvest party. So come along for the fun and read our Harvest Time book, and read all about Vicki and Mike and all about the fun characters in the Harvest Time book. Vicki and I went to the farm, and we went inside the corn maze, and that was only a few years ago. And do you know what? That was my first time I had ever been in a corn maze. And yes, Nancy, I do have a cheese head. We had such a good time. I remember walking inside, and I walked along the paths, and I tried to find the center, because if you get into the center of the corn maze, you are halfway through. And so I would like to show you a picture I took inside the corn maze. So here is one of the paths, and as you can see, I had to make a decision. I had to decide whether I was going to go to the right or I was going to go to the left. One of the paths would lead me to the center, and once I'm halfway there, I can find my way out. But the other path would lead to an end, and there would be nothing there. And so I had to make a decision, and I didn't know which way to go. But it was a lot of fun trying to figure it out in the corn maze in Wisconsin. I have a picture of a corn maze, and the reason I'd like to show you, oops, this isn't the right picture. The reason I'd like to show you this is because this corn maze has a center. And as you can see, when they designed this corn maze, they decided that the center was going to be a heart. And so in the Lindie Lou Harvest Time book, Lindie Lou also goes through a corn maze, and I'm going to show you a very interesting picture. Here, she has to decide, just like the picture I showed you, which direction she's going to go in, and what happens in the corn maze and how she figures things out is actually one of the life lessons in the book. And when she gets to the center, there's a pumpkin. So the center of the corn maze in this book, just like the maze I showed you that was a heart, this center is a pumpkin. Hey, Topaz, how come I found the center before you did? Hadn't you been here before? Yes, replied Topaz, But mazes are tricky. The paths all look the same to me. Lindie Lou walked to the edge of the open area. She followed the corn stalks. She walked around in a circle, then sat down in the middle. I think the center is shaped like a pumpkin, said Lindie Lou. Jasper and Topaz looked around. It is round like a pumpkin, said Topaz. Look over there, said Jasper. He pointed to the top end of the large circle. There was a small curved path with a flat edge. That must be the stem. It is a pumpkin, barked Jasper. Cool, said Topaz. Okay, now that we've figured it out, let's play a game. And so if you read Harvest Time, you'll find out about that game, which is really a lot of fun, and it's something you can do in a corn maze as well. Oh my gosh, Vicki and Mike are actually at Green Bay Packers football field. It's called Lambeau Field. And their sister and my sister Nancy is saying they're at the field right now, and they're going to be watching our show in a little while. So I'm sure Vicki and Mike are saying hi to everybody, and thank you so much for the message, Nancy. And Vicki and Mike, I know you're going to love seeing the show, and I just love being in the corn maze with you. So thank you for the note, Nancy. I really appreciate knowing that they're there and they're going to join us later. I didn't give them much notice about the show, so I apologize, but I'm very happy that they'll be coming on later to watch it because the video stays up even after the live show ends. I want to tell you something really, really interesting, because the Romans actually built the first corn mazes, and they designed them for fun in their gardens. They weren't corn mazes, they were garden mazes, and they designed them for fun, but they also designed some of their buildings like mazes. And this is a picture of the Colosseum in Rome, and this was built many hundreds of years ago in ancient times. And you can see there's a circle in the center, and from that circle there are all kinds of hallways that lead to rooms and lead to stairways that bring you up into the seats so you can watch the games in the Colosseum. So the first mazes were actually built in Roman times. And in 1993, some of you probably weren't born yet, the first modern corn maze was made and it was cut out of a cornfield in the city of Pennsylvania, and the state of Pennsylvania. Oh, you guys caught me on that one. And this inspired a worldwide fad, and soon corn mazes were popping up all over the world. So it came from the Americas to make them out of cornfields. Now, I'd like to show you a picture, and I have a suggestion. Take a look at this. This is sand, and these are rocks, and there's a little boy. So maybe you would like to create your very own corn maze in your backyard. So I thought I would show you this. And while you're thinking about your next corn maze or your next trip to a corn maze, I'm going to show you some really, really cool corn mazes that have been made that I just think are magnificent. Look at this one. This is a corn maze, and it's called Pope Farms 2013 on the top. And there's a tractor in the center. Can you imagine going through this maze? Look at all the pumpkins underneath the tractor. Wouldn't that be fun to climb through? Not climb through, to follow the paths through. You're not allowed to climb through them. And on the bottom, these words are carved out in the corn stalk on paths. And it says, and on the 8th day, God made a farmer. Oh, I thought that was such a cool corn maze. I had to show it to you. Here is another corn maze. This one says Earth. And I realized that the path is on the top by the word greetings from Earth to pale blue dot, whatever that is, I'm not exactly sure. But the entrance is above the words greetings, and you can go into each one of those letters individually and play and follow the paths in the letters, and then you exit at the bottom where the path leads out after the word dot. So I thought this was a really, really cute corn maze. And I am going to show you one more corn maze. Can you believe this? Somebody made a corn maze to look like the entire United States. So if you were in a corn maze like this, you could actually find your state and walk around your state. And if you really wanted to have fun, you could walk around all the states and name them all. But I just thought this was really incredible. So corn mazes come in many different shapes and sizes. And also, I'd like to point out that corn mazes are available all over the world. This is a map of the United States showing the corn mazes that you can visit, and look at how many there are, especially around Wisconsin and Minnesota and down the Midwest, and there are even some in California and Washington. So it is really, really fun. Oh, I want to say hi. Romika is here. Hi, Romika. Lindie Lou and I say hi to you. And Diamond says hi. And Topaz says hi. And Ruby says hi. And Jasper says hi. So glad you could join us, Romika. Now, maybe you can go to a corn maze. But maybe if you can't find one, you can take some rocks and some sticks and you can make your very, very own corn maze. And that reminds me of a life lesson. Chris and Ryan say hi. Hi, Chris. Hi, Ryan. Thanks for joining. And so I would like to tell you, my life lesson for today is, if you can't go someplace like a corn maze, if you can't go someplace like a corn maze, maybe you can create a place like this of your very own, in your very own backyard, just like this little boy was doing. And you don't have to have corn. You can use rocks or sticks or flags or anything to make your special place. Oh, Natasha has joined us. Hi, Natasha. Thank you. She's one of our new members. I'm so glad that she has joined us today. Hello, and thank you for coming. So, I was wondering, how are these fancy corn mazes made? And this is what I found out. I went on YouTube and I searched a video called From Mind to Maze. And in the video, they tell us that some of these corn mazes are made with GPS signals, and some of them are just made by planning. So this particular farmer, he has a design made. Actually, his wife does the design, or has an artist design the maze, and then they plant the corn, and then they get stakes and they put the corn maze on a grid, just like you do if you're knitting and you have a grid, or you're needle pointing, there's a grid, and then they put stakes in the ground. And once the stakes are laid, they take their tractors and they actually plow the paths into the corn maze before the corn has even had a chance to grow. They're just little buds at the time. And then after they plow the paths, they take a drone and they go above and they look and see if the paths match the pattern. And if they don't, they can still plant some corn and change it. And then they let the corn grow. And just before you get a chance to go inside a corn maze, they actually trim the corn that's in the way so that you can walk through the maze. So when people go into a corn maze, they have been planned a whole year in advance and have been put there for two purposes: one to grow corn and one to have fun. And these corn maze farms also have all kinds of things, pumpkin patches and pony rides and all kinds. You can, I don't think they do pony rides anymore, but you can pet the goats and you can see the cows. And when Vicki and I were there, we saw cows and bought cheese curds, which is also a great Wisconsin food. And Heidi says she loves the fall. I do too, Heidi, and I just love being with you. When we went to a corn maze, the corn maze we went to in Yakima, Washington, was actually made out of bales of hay that they piled up and made the corn maze with. Remember, Heidi? And then we also picked our pumpkins that day in the pumpkin patch. Oh, so Chris and Ryan have been to a corn maze. I'm so glad to hear that, because the first time I went to a corn maze was only a few years ago. And I grew up in the state of Wisconsin. So I'm so glad that you've had a chance to go to a corn maze. And because they're outside, and it's getting cooler, they'd probably be a fun thing to do this time of year. And Nancy says, oh, there's one near her house. Oh, you're going to make one in your yard? Oh, that's great. Nancy, please take a picture. If you have a drone, take a drone picture. But I just love to get a picture. And I know your neighbors, Carson and Bella and Veda, are going to love being in that corn maze with you. They are really a lot of fun. And I had a lot of fun sharing them with you today. So now, boys and girls, our program is going to come to an end. And I want to thank you for joining me in our Kids Corner this week with our pumpkin. And so make sure that you have a special place in your home, your Kids Corner, where you can go to be all by yourself. Bring in your pillows and your blankets, your books and your stuffies, and enjoy it, because it's your special place in your house, your Kids Corner. A place for you to read, to relax, and to enjoy. And I would like you to know it's okay to invite your families and friends into your Kids Corner, but it is your Kids Corner, right, Lindie Lou? And so I want to thank you again for joining me and Lindie Lou and her brothers and sisters in our Lindie Lou and You Kids Corner group, and I'll see you next Thursday. And remember, have a lot of fun this October week. And it's all about Lindie Lou and you. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.